It is the top 10 Latina actresses of all time. Well, maybe 2022. Live countdown with Kamran, with Maria. But let's go to the countdown. I'll be right back.
Uno.
Carro ya no funciona, tú sabes que tengo un Subaru año 1990 y...
Hey, what's happening, everybody? My name is Polly. This is the Latino Slant, and we got a live countdown for you. Now, if you've been keeping track of these videos, we're up to number 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to count them down again from 10 to 2. Then we'll announce number 1. But, you know, let's have a little fun and do the countdown with some friends. How about that? Does that sound good? We have with us Maria with T and Telly. Or is it just Maria tonight?
I'm going to be Maria.
Hey, how's it going? Congrats on your channel and all the success.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here. I was going to dress like a Latina, but wait a minute. Just kidding. It's good to be here.
Yeah,
you got a wonderful list. I'm excited to be a part of it. The Hatinas.
Ooh. I like that. Okay, Hot Tina's. Mexican Iron Man, can you copyright that right now with the registration board here of Congress of Mexican tortilla farmers? And speaking of Mexican tortilla farmers, he's not one, but we love him. Kamran Pasha, everybody.
Well, you know, I was just commenting with my mother how similar Mexican food is to Pakistani food. The bread texture is very similar. The spices are very similar. Our cultures meld. We understand food.
We do.
We get a lot. There's a lot we get. You're absolutely right. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great, and it's wonderful to be back on your channel. And you know, I've been on Maria's wonderful channel as well, and I hope to be on again. We had a lot of fun talking about ghost hunting last time.
Yeah, you will.
I heard that, man. I heard that. So, have you guys checked out any of our list so far?
Oh yeah.
I've seen some of them in action. Like I've gone to see their stuff, right? And and certainly, you know, I have my particular fans amongst them, but I think everyone you've chosen is great.
So, what I'd like, you know what I love that Maria said is that there's some I didn't know, and I love that. Like,
same.
I'm basing this off of a little bit of projection, but also too just by their numbers or by their credits on IMDb Pro. I'm just like, wow, wow. Because maybe I've seen them in one thing, and then I'm like, oh my God, they're going to do that as well. You know, incredible. So yeah, that's really what it's based on, guys. You know, and you know what? A fandom channel celebrating actors? Who would have thought? But you know, I come from an actor family, and if it was pure nepotism, Romy would be number 1, but I can't do that.
well, I have to say, I mean, I think I did this last year as well, and I enjoyed last year. The only person that's missing from the list is my previous coworker, Janine Mason. I don't think she made it this time.
Actually, the way it worked out, no one from last year's list of 2021 is on this list.
Really? There's no overlap?
There's no overlap. Okay. There's going to be some overlap with the males, but these are all brand new. Salma Hayek should have been on last year's list.
Yeah,
we talked about that last year when you did it.
because of her 2021 was amazing, and it ended with the Hollywood Walk of Fame star. So based on that, she's in this year, but everyone else, no one else was on this list last year. Last year, really quickly, we had Zoe Saldana, J-Lo, Penelope Cruz. Penelope probably should have made it again because she's, for her parallel mothers. But, I kind of just wanted to go, another slate just to also show so many great actors that are doing stuff.
And that's the amazing thing is that it was hard to get this list because there are so many Latinas who are doing very well in Hollywood right now. It really is a rising community, and there's opportunities, and there's really talented people taking advantage of those opportunities.
Well, what I'd like to talk about is not just like a superficial countdown, but I want to take a pause with each one, talk a little social and political elements, because there's so much going on with that. I did a Rising Stars. I did 5 of them, and they're not on this list. And that included Rachel Ziegler, who was Maria and then got cast in Snow White. And there's so much going on with Snow White right now. And then Jenna Ortega. You got to remember, these 2 actors are 20. They're 20 years old. Like they're kids. And, they say goofy shit online, but it's like, so it's really interesting. We'll get we'll get everyone's opinions. And in the chat, I want everyone's opinion on each person. Don't hold back. Have you seen them? Who? What? I don't like what they said on Twitter. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Whatever it is. Keep it civil, but bring it. Now, let's say hello to people in the chat. All right. We got Orville Nation. What's up, PJ? We got Maria. Mexican Iron Man. Allie. Hello, Allie. And you talk about a woman who's got a great channel and no filter. That's Belle. Cameron, have you checked out her channel?
Which Belle is this?
Good stuff. Belle Rave.
No, I don't think I have. I need to.
Yeah. She's I'm a fan of hers. I like the way she's huge DC universe. Snyderverse.
Nice.
All Snyderverse. Okay, so we're happy you're here. Vinzinger is here. Tracy is here. Got a great early crowd. I love it. Bronze Age Marvel. And of course, no show has started. We can't start a slant show without Arum and without her little cat call to her, because here we do like flexing our toxic masculinity.
Well, and
there you go.
And there lovely. But I was saying the lovely feminine women embrace their femininity, like Maria, like I think they understand that there's a dance. The masculine can only function if there's a feminine dance partner in there.
If our channels are nothing but safe harbors to flex our masculine and feminine sides for males and females, welcome. Tequila Professor, it's good to see you. Luis Sparrow, and man, we're great early crowd. Muchísimas gracias. Okay, nice. Yeah. Troy's here. Okay, so where do we start? Let's start with me sharing. And if you guys have any comments, please just Cameron and Maria, please let me know.
Tengo chancla. So just so you know. God. Yeah, I got my chancla ready to go.
And the thing with those cups, we're not doing those cups anymore.
You're not.
No seas rocoso.
Yeah, man, that's just brilliant. So cool. So cool.
I'm getting back on Pimsleur Spanish. I want to.
That was nice.
I want to nail.
You did that pretty good. All right.
Ancestry. Yeah.
Coming in at number 10, and I'm going to bring up our IMDb. Melissa Barrera. Melissa Barrera, she hails from Mexico. This past year, she was in the Heights. she's in right now Scream,
Mm-hmm.
which is like a huge hit.
Mm-hmm.
And coming up, what I love is that she's going to be the lead in a new film adaptation of Carmen.
Wow, I
Oh,
didn't know.
wow.
Wow, that's a big deal.
I
That's
mean,
excellent. Jeez.
this is number 10. This
God.
is number 10. She's a beautiful lady. Obviously, she also has a singing career in Mexico. Um, Earlier on, she was in Vita, and then also a very spicy. Was it Club de Cuervos in Spanish?
Mhm.
So she's been in some spicy stuff as well. Just saying,
Mm-hmm.
guys.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
How
Uh,
spicy
know-
is it? How spicy is it? I mean, now I'm
It-
awake now. How spicy is it?
she's in several. He got me.
You got several revealing situations.
Yes,
Okay, that's
yes, in Club de Cuervos and the TV show Vita. Yeah, and but that's not why she's on the list.
Right.
Wait, Maria, have you seen her stuff? Because I've seen both of her things this year. And what are your thoughts? Have you seen her at all?
I have not. Actually, this is one of the ones that I don't know.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, wow. And excited to follow her career as she goes along because she does seem pretty talented from the things that I have seen. You know, one thing I do love
Mhm.
is that these new ones are not changing or shortening their names.
Ugh, we were just talking about that.
You know, I think
We were
it's
just talking
awesome.
about that. You know, I love that you brought that up because, up until very recently, Latinos just had to do that
Mm-hmm.
so they would get auditions.
Look at
I would
Raquel.
say all the way up until maybe 20, 15 years ago, that shit really stopped.
Yeah.
I remember having friends in the 90s who were like really pursuing acting, and they would drop or just, even if they like Oscar Isaac, he's probably like the last of that. He
Mm-hmm.
dropped his last name. It's Oscar Hernandez. Isaac is his middle name. So, I know a lot of people that did that, and they would go on to get some work done. Not get work done, but
Well, they
get
get
work.
that done too. They don't get that done usually.
But that's just not a thing anymore, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, because, I think one of the reasons why I didn't know that some of them was because of their last name.
Mhm.
And then, you know how everybody puts the Latino people, Latina people in a little box and what they should
Mhm.
look like, and what they should sound like. And whatever they did was so out of that box, which I
Mhm.
think is brilliant. But you couldn't tell until I saw some of the people on the list, and I was like, "What? I didn't know that." 'Cause
Yeah. And
they
I'm just gonna say one more thing about Melissa, and we'll continue. When In the Heights started getting its criticism, and they tried to confront her in interviews,
Mhm.
she basically said, "Hey, the best people got cast."
Mhm.
She did not, I think she got some slack for that, but she was just basically saying, first of all, there are Afro Latinos in this show movie called her name's Leslie Grace.
One of the
But
leads. It's
yeah,
like one of the four leads. One of the four
Right.
leads, black man. The other is Afro Latina woman. What are they grumbling about?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But Melissa, I think it's too Melissa, because she's from another country.
Mhm.
It's just a different vibe, and the way they cut through the bullshit.
Mhm.
So hey, that's our number 10, guys.
Well, let me comment on her because
Please.
I was introduced to her because of you, because I was also one of the people that fell into the hypnotic trap of judging a movie that I had not seen, right? And then you said no, I was, because I went off the marketing. I assumed it was just it was only targeted for the Latino community and one of these identity things. So, and I was grumbling about that. And you said, no, this is a universal movie and it's good. Go see it. I said, you know what? If Paulie says that, I'm going to go check it out. And I checked it out and I fell in love with it. I was like, this is because I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from New York. I'm from the time when these communities in New York were going through their transitions, right? So I actually texted my sister afterwards and said, this is our childhood, right? This is our memories. These are people we went to school with, and I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with her performance. I loved Leslie Grace, and I loved her, partly because it's two stunningly beautiful women that I couldn't get my eyes off of on the screen. But she really did sell her role. I mean, there's many layers to this performance that she brought, and she also danced, and she was an incredible dancer. And I was like, who the hell is this woman? How come I don't know her? I'm now keep my eye on her career, and then I saw Scream, and that now
she was great in Scream.
She was great in Scream.
Oh my God, I don't know why people are complaining about that film. It is a fun, stupid ride. It's a fun, stupid ride. It'll never be like the first Scream is classic.
Yeah, it's archetype.
Right? This was a lot of fun. And her sister, Jenna Ortega, were fantastic. I'd say Jenna was the better of the two actors, but Melissa was fantastic.
Melissa was great. And she's being set up to be the new Neve Campbell to lead this franchise forward. And I hope it does, because it was at least number one for a week and still doing very well.
It's doing well, man. But yeah, she's great in that. And like I said, she's the lead in Carmen coming up. That's number 10. It's just number 10 already, like such talent.
Well, she's not gonna be number 10 for long. She'll be back. We're gonna see her rising on this list, because this is a woman that's gonna take this town by storm. And I remember that moment you're talking about, Paulie, when she stood up to the person that was bullying them. The director just was like surrendered immediately and said, I should have cast my own people, because I wasn't educated enough to know that I made the wrong choices. What a humiliating thing to say in front of your own cast members. And the other actors, I can tell, were very uncomfortable. And she stood up and did what no one had the balls to do, which is tell that interviewer, I don't know what you're talking about. This is, and she did it with grace and dignity, but it was straightforward. She said,
straightforward. The next question.
She didn't let it stand.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for her and Leslie Grace as well. Hey, someone grab Belle's YouTube link, one of the mods in the chat. Let's show her some love and make sure we're all sub to her. Absolutely. She's a unique voice, unfiltered, raw. And if you love Schneider Universe, DC Universe, she's on it. Cool. Well, it looks like we got a super chat from Mr. In the Heights himself, RC from the NYC for $10. Saludos, Paulie. Saludos, Maria. Greetings, Cameron.
I don't get a saludos. I'll take it. I'm taking Pimsleur Spanish, brother. I can figure this out. Come on.
Yeah. Saludos, Salentino Nation. Hope everyone is warm, safe, and blessed. Igualmente, señor. I hope you and your mother are doing great. Let's play. You know what? This is for you, buddy.
Yes.
There you go. Saludos, Cameron.
Well said.
You have that other guy. I don't know. I don't know which country he's from. He's clearly from some Latin country. The famous other guy who's like the talk show dude with the broken tooth who just can't stop laughing. Do you have that one?
Oh, I don't.
Because it's been memed in so many ways. Like he says this thing and he's like making them all cry with laughter, right?
I mean, what's funny is that you're kind of describing more than one person in Latin America.
It's like, well, the fun thing is, I'm about to sign up. Like I said, in learning my Spanish, there's a new service out there that teaches you Spanish by basically putting up telenovelas and just like putting like translations on. It's like an actual language service.
Really?
That teaches you. So I'm like, you know what? So I watch telenovelas for a couple hours a day while learning. I'll do that. I'm totally going to do that.
I'm sure you would. Those novelas have some pretty spicy people there too.
They like to jump up and down.
Okay.
I've heard this news. Rest in peace, Argentine Mexican singer Diego Verdaguer. May his songs be well known even outside Latin America or Spain. I'll tell you what, Perro, I will do a video on that gentleman. Descanse en paz, and that's we'll carry on, but I'll find out some more information about that. So thank you, Perro, and thank you. Let's move on. All right, hailing from Los Angeles, California, this Chicana is a fireball, all at 5'1". She just performed in the last season of Gentified. She was one of the better things in that television show. Her name is Annie Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. Oh, it is so nice to represent the short folk. Yeah.
I'm sure too. Remember, short people rule the world. These tall people, they're genetic aberrations. We will overcome.
5'1", right here.
I mean, that's much. You're actually not wrong. Annie Gonzalez just finished filming not one but two high-profile films, where she's the female lead opposite Jesse Garcia in Flaming Hot, which is the story of Richard Montañez, directed by Eva Longoria.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh wow!
And she just finished up a movie as well with George Lopez as the female lead, and that is called Once Upon a Time in Aslan. That's a George Lopez production. Okay. Now, she's done voice work and Spies in Disguise, but really what I'm basing this one this lady off is these two films. I really think are going to propel her name into more households, because she's a very unique actor.
Okay.
She's very kind of, don't be fooled by the hair and all that stuff, you know. She's actually a very grounded spiritual actor, like like the sentences that you believe her every time she says something. And she's both like spicy and a hard ass at the same time. And that's Annie Gonzalez.
So I wasn't familiar with her work, but you've intrigued me now, so I've got to check her out.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah,
and I like her that she can play nerdy and sexy and average and tough and whatever, all of that.
Yeah, she's going to be a chameleon. She's going to have a long career. She is. Vibe her that from the pictures that Paul was putting up, that she can play a whole range of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to her work in these in this year.
I suddenly had an image, my friend. Maybe it's a future image, right? Because you told me, who was it that was it Tom that had come up with a prediction, and then it came true on a previous one about so I just have an image right now. I don't know where it came from. She's going to be in a movie where it's going to be about the resistance to the conquistadores, and she's going to play like one of the Aztec people fighting back. I just had
Annie would be perfect for that.
Yeah, she's totally
Annie would be perfect for that. What do you guys think in the chat? As Maria, go ahead. You had something to say?
No, I was just gonna kind of say something too, not along that detail, but I saw. Also, I was thinking too that she's gonna be in a role where she's fighting hard. So.
Yeah, maybe we're tapping into some collective unconsciousness there, but she's got that vibe. She's got that vibe of somebody that doesn't take smack from anyone.
A lot of spitfire. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Just we lose our host. I guess we're in charge now. Huh?
Okay. I guess we're taking over.
Yeah, we're taking over. You know?
No, Romy just got back in, and she was going to give the dog treats right now, and I'm like, no, honey, I just gave them treats.
They're conning her.
Don't spoil them. Yeah, they're like all like with their big
like
eyes,
sucking in their gut.
Visinger says Annie is okay. Okay. All right.
Okay, is a starting place.
Ed Brewer. I'm not too late. Good. Hey, everyone. Mexican Iron Man for $10. Hail to the top 10 list. Hi, Polly. Hi, Maria. And to Habib Cameron. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam to my Sufi brother.
Dude, yeah.
Mexican Iron Man and I share the Sufi spiritual path, and it's actually spreading a lot amongst the Latino community. I was just today. I went to Friday prayers. I found a Turkish mosque in LA, and in the imam was talking about today they were raising money because they were opening up a new mosque in Santo Domingo, right? Well, and and they've got one in Chiapas, Mexico, and they're like, we got to give more donations to our Latino brothers and sisters. I'm like,
wow,
shut me up.
Inshallah, man. Your Muslim uncle for $1.99. Salam ole. Ole, 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 ole. Hi, Romy. Hi, Romy. She made an appearance today on Nina Infinity with me. It was pretty funny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it
Happy
was
birthday to
happy
Nina.
birthday. Yeah. Your Muslim uncle, Mexican Iron Man, and to the others with super chats. Thank you so much. Let's do a triple threat. Sounds good? Boom. Arr. Mm.
Noise.
Arr. Mm.
Hey, do a mariachi one.
Oh my god!
Ay, chinelas.
This is why you guys will take over America, because you got gumption and vibe, man. Gumption and vibe. You can see that.
Well, thank you guys again so much. She loves it. Hey, what's up, brother? Oh, look, we've got another super chat. I love it. I was saying what's up, brother, to George. George, ¿cómo está, señor?
Okay.
And the lovely Sherry. Wow, we got some wonderful people in the chat.
Sherry.
And the next two are probably going to be, for some in the crowd, the most controversial picks. But we wouldn't be the Latino slant if we didn't piss off a couple people. And again, I'm rating this not on the best. Who is the best act? You know, who's the best behaved actor? Let me, for people just getting here, I'm going to preface this as much as possible. I'm going to soften the blow as much as I can, Maria. It's based off of what you did in 21, what you're going to do in 22, and if you had any awards or anything like that bestowed upon you during this time. I put it in the Slantino aggregate, and here's our top 10.
That's how it's done.
Coming in at number 8, the controversial Daniela Pineda.
Okay.
She hails from Oakland, California. She's Mexican American. She's a comedian, and she starred in Cowboy Bebop for all of 2 minutes, it seems like. But that is not why she made my list. I think she's an incredible talent from the work that I've seen her in the past. And her year that's coming up is going to be equally pretty big. So she's going to reprise her role in Jurassic Park Dominion. And that'll probably be the biggest hit of the year as far as money-making hit.
Yeah, it'll be big. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just finished filming The Plane, an action-adventure film on a plane with Gerard Butler. She's the co-star. And
is this like Airport 76, where they have to land the plane and they don't know how to do it?
I can't imagine, but you know, I kind of just, you know, I'm taking a chance here because I just kind of see something in her that, based upon also, you know, her kind of like acting background, and I just think she fell flat with the fans 100% with her joking to the fans, but that just blew up in her face. I'm a big believer of second chances. And, you know, if Mel Gibson can have an acting career, at, you know, this day and age, so can Daniela Pineda.
Well, yeah,
thoughts?
I wanted to suggest, you know, because I understand, I already see in the chat some people expressing their unhappiness with her. You know, let me say this. And I think Romy, your significant other, your lovely other half, would probably affirm this, or maybe she wouldn't, but let's see. I think actors are under a lot of pressure to conform, you know, especially when they make it big and they're being suddenly put into PR situations which they may not be ready for or used to. And they're conforming to whatever they think the industry wants. And so I think there's a lot of pressure. There was to say the stuff that she thinks the bosses want to hear. And we were going through a very ugly period for the last several years where actors really did believe that they needed to say things like that. and to be aggressive with the fans because they thought that's what the bosses wanted. Because some of the bosses did want that, but those people aren't going to remain bosses forever now. So I think we have to understand that there's a lot of pressure for these young actors to conform to what they think was going to get them more work and to what the culture of the industry at the moment is.
You know, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Maria.
No, go ahead.
Listen, let's just be, let's just be honest here. She fucked up.
Yeah, but that's it. But
she thought I know what she was trying to do, but I maybe lack of sleep, and she was on set of the plane. Like she literally was on set doing that shit. No, and that being said, I still believe in her talent, and that's why she's on this list.
She's a talented actress, and she's going to have a career. I think.
Well, that's the thing. She is going to have a career. You're right. Yeah.
And
so
that's going to be big. And so there's the average person isn't the average Joe Schmo who's watching Jurassic Park isn't thinking about a Daniela Pineda controversy amongst some fans. They're not even aware of it, and they couldn't care less. And so she's going to do fine with the general public. So hopefully she'll be able to relate to the public better moving forward.
One more thing too. Daniela is very unique in her personality and in her presence. She's like an Annie Gonzalez with her heady, with her intellect, but it's in the body of a model. I mean, she's like an Olivia Munn, or truly, like, you don't see these types a lot, and so she might be coming to terms with her own image, as a lot of actors do, guys. Okay, enough of that. But let's just get some opinions here. Sci-fi for me TV. Happy to see you here. I think celebrities and politicians need to have some kind of implant that gives them a jolt before they say something stupid. Hey, no, but then that means everyone's gonna have to have one. I don't want that shit. Summer Horse. I can like someone's performance without liking the person one bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I have those, and I don't want to I don't want to bring my list out, but I have those.
Look, I'll give you an example. Somebody I'm going to be referencing on my Patreon probably today or tomorrow. Sean Penn. Sean Penn. I've got. He's a wonderful actor. I've heard a lot of stuff that makes me say maybe I don't want to hang out with this guy socially, right? And I don't like a lot of his political stances. I think a lot of them aren't even honest. I think a lot of them are, in my opinion, just virtue signaling for attention and blah blah blah. At the same time, he's a very talented guy, and I'm going to be covering because he said some important comments this week that are getting attention about the importance we talked about earlier about masculinity and why traditional masculinity has value in movies. Now, whatever my feelings about him off screen, he's talented, and those comments are worthy of note. And I'm going to focus on them on my Patreon. So, yeah.
Maria?
Well, I'm that way myself. I'm a kind of person that if I like a movie and I'm being entertained by it, and I like the way they're that they do it to the point where I'm enjoying myself, I'm not going to care what they do on their personal time and things like that. I mean, there might be a limit. I'm not going to say that I do that all the time, because I have a list of people where I'm just like, I don't like you, but I like your dang movie. But there is a limit to where if I feel that it's really horrible and I'm like, I just can't support them, I'm not going to give them my money because it's just bad. But I'm just that kind of person. If you entertain me and I like the movie, I'm just going to enjoy it and just kind of have my own opinion of you on the other side.
Right. So that would be your Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
things. Well, I have a few others. I have a list too, but
so you have some issues with Denzel. Well, that's probably for another.
Sorry, I called her out, but you put it on Twitter, man.
That's okay.
That's a whole nother stream.
I will say this again. I don't know what the issues are. I will say that I think his performance of Malcolm X is one of the greatest performances of all time.
No, I like him.
One
I
of the
do.
greatest.
But he made me choose out of a list that was impossible. So whatever.
Yeah, I'll bring it up at the end. Remind me.
So it's like Jesus, Buddha, you know.
No, it's
Yeah.
6 black actors. Which one would you get rid of? It's fantastic list, but
It
I'll
was,
bring it up.
and I'm just like, what?
I'll
are
bring
you
it up.
doing to me? That's-
A couple things I want to point out. Eduardo, Cibole, gracias for subscribing. Thanks for being here. Everyone, please say hi to Eduardo, Bugs Beanie. I'll settle for airheads with hot bodies.
You know, you're not alone in that assessment.
Yeah,
That's why I have to be smart, because you know.
Well, it's like
Bonzo
Jane
Kilgore.
Mansfield. Jane Mansfield was highly educated. She was playing a role. Same with Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe wasn't
Oh,
highly
yeah.
educated, but she was very well read.
She's
A lot of them are.
She played a role.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Donica in the Wonder Years. She's like a
Mhm.
scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
There was one way back, like a Vivian Lee. Which one, like, actually was like during that era and then actually helped
Hedy
create,
Lamarr.
like,
Hedy
Hedy
Lamarr.
Lamarr?
She
Okay,
created
one that-
modern Wi-Fi, and she patented it back in.
There
the
you go.
40s.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And Atomic Podcast is here. Wepa, mi gente. Well, right on time, hailing from the Bronx for number 7. And really, she only has one credit coming up. And boy, is it a credit. The lovely Leslie Grace.
And she is lovely.
She is.
So that is the actor number 2 that you introduced me to when you said you go to watch In the Heights. And I couldn't get my eyes off the screen. I mean, this was essentially her debut movie. I don't think I'd seen her before. I think she's been doing music or whatever, but I had never seen it before. And I was like, whenever she walks in the room, whenever she's on, I think she was the second lead. I mean, Melissa Barrera was really the primary female lead. When she walks in, and I couldn't get my eyes off of her because she just exudes movie star. She exudes it. She just exudes someone who is such a wonderful actress, so present, and has this natural glamour. And so when it was announced that she was cast as the new Batgirl, I was elated because I had actually seen her work, which I think most people grumbling about her have not actually seen her work. And they're grumbling about an idea that's in their head.
Well, let's take it back as to why she's on this list. Yes, Leslie. She's from the Bronx. She's a singer. She's an actress. This past year, she just was smashing. She was smashing in the Heights. And based off of that and in her incredible audition, she got the coveted role of Barbara Gordon as the lead in Batgirl, which I believe, I don't know if it's still filming or maybe just wrapped up. Do we know, Cameron?
I think it might still be filming. Because I'm trying to get a project in front of the directors. And as of a few days ago, I was told they're still in Edinburgh filming. So I think they're still working. Yeah. It's filming in Edinburgh. So that's how they're going to create Gotham City will be Edinburgh, which I think actually works. I've studied in Edinburgh. It's got a very Gothic feel.
Nice.
Yeah, Maria.
No, she's on the Latina list. Yeah.
Latina, you've got to
such a Latina. I love that. Mexican Iron Man, did we trademark Latina? Thank you. Because
Mike knows how to do that. He's an accountant, right? He knows how to
so I want to talk about Batgirl, her and the director team, because they, let me take her off for a second. I want you guys to see me. DC had their fandom a couple months ago, right? And I sat through the entire thing because I wanted to see her panel with the filmmakers and Blue Beetle, Xolo with the filmmakers. So of course it was like they kept teasing it all day long, and I was like, from all the panels that I saw, right, all the big productions, this one, the Batgirl panel and Blue Beetle, they had something in common. And that's where the writer, directors, and the lead actor were jacked about what they're going to do. And in the Batgirl panel, Leslie Grace was like, you best believe I'm going to don that red hair. And the directors are like, yeah, oh my God. And they're like nerds. They're like so excited. They're absolutely nerds. They're big nerds. And I think it's important for you guys to know that because the quick rhetoric is that these guys are hating on their fans, hating on the fans. But if you see, again, everything's context. If you see how passionate and what nerdy guys they are and how talented they are, you'll see that it was a quip back from a quip back. So I just want people to know that I really believe that that Batgirl, Leslie Grace are in good hands. Cameron, you want to say anything?
I mean, I think they're going to hit this out of the park, right? Because, you know, I absolutely trust her performance after what I saw in The Heights, right? And I trust exactly what you're saying, which I've seen her passion, her excitement. She wants this role. She wants to be the signature version of this role for a generation. She wants this, right? And since, like I said, I have mutual friends who know these guys really well. They are nerds. They are fans. They are fanboys. Go back and watch, you know, Bad Boys 3. It's a fun, solid fan service movie that feels like it was made by the guys who made the original 2 movies, right? There's no wokeism to it. There's no political agenda. You know, it's a really fun movie that gives the fans what it wants. That's who these guys are. From my mutual friends who know them real well, and I'm trying to get a script in front of them right now, right? And so I'm very enthusiastic for what they're going to do with this. And I think the problem is because the fans are so raw, by having been abused by, you know, auteurs and artistes and people that don't care about the material, but care about whatever thing they have to say about the world, right? We've been abused by them. And so we're mistaking who we're dealing with here.
Well, I love what you said. We're raw. And, you know, we're all fans. But, you know, when Leslie put up the photo of her on her own social media pages, she was so excited. She quoted Batgirl Year One from like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
She, you know, whether she found that quote or she got someone to find a quote, she put it up because she's respecting the fans. She's excited. She's Jack, trust me. What's that?
She knew the material. Like, it, you know, she cared enough to know the material. And this is the critique that I said, and I said this with our friends on Midnight's Edge. And forgive me, Maria, I'm getting very passionate about this. I'm not.
No, you go right ahead.
So the thing is this: what I witnessed the stage as a fan reaction, or I should say, the angry fan reaction. First, it's, oh, it's Latina. They're disrespecting the original character. They're not even going to let her be a redhead, and she's a redhead now. So she's a redhead, right? She's in the picture as a redhead. And some of the same people are like, well, I don't like her pants. I don't like her jacket. I mean, it's like you're looking for something. You got your redhead, right? You got your redhead, you know, and now you're looking for something else. And that's when I really realized a lot of it is disingenuous. It's a lot of, I just want her to fail. And I don't think she's going to fail in this one.
I mean, look at this woman.
Oh, my God. Can you send me that one? Oh, my God.
This is on my IMDb Pro.
It looks
I'm
like
Saran
Saran wrap.
Pro. I'm going to become the, oh, holy.
Come on.
It looks like Saran wrap, but she'd still look good in Saran wrap. So whatever.
Saran wrap them legs.
Oh, my God.
Saran wrap them legs, Mike. Mexican Iron Man, get on that. Hatino, Saran wrap them legs.
Again, compare the reactions to when a certain person played Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Certain person played Captain Marvel. She didn't seem to like the role.
Ugh.
She didn't seem to like playing it. She seemed unhappy in the interviews. She was challenging her co-stars and speaking contemptuously. And then you had this person who's jumping up and down to play this role. There's a different vibe here. It means it's going to be good. It means, or at least they're going to throw everything they got at it from the heart.
But more importantly, just in this one film, In the Heights, her talent just soars above that other person who you mentioned. And let me just also say she's a a multiple high selling Latina singer. As far as music, and we didn't really count that in because it's more like acting or executive producing your movies. There she is with Melissa. Gorgeous ladies. Okay, great.
Number 7.
Yeah,
hey,
that's
I have
number.
Some redheaded cousins. I do.
That's number 7. Wow.
Number 7.
Your Muslim uncle, red hair and those lips and eyes. I mean, that's exactly what I honed in right. I saw right away Leslie's beautiful face
I mean,
in that
she was sensual. People are like, "Oh, I don't like the jacket." Are you not seeing this stunningly beautiful woman? You have this woman. You're like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know about the belt." I mean, what's wrong with you?
People are
That's not how you behave in
man.
real life. She walked in the room. You ain't gonna be talking about her belt.
Right. I know.
You're just gonna be standing there slack jawed staring at her.
I have to see this. I don't.
No,
Or
don't.
maybe
Don't,
I
don't.
hate to see this.
No, I don't have to see this, don't I? Yeah. Steph,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
You should see this.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I will be shocked if it's a bad movie. I mean, it could be. I'd say I'm sorry it didn't work out. But I know these guys because also from my friends who know them well, they are storytellers. They fought on Ms. Marvel. They were supposed to just direct the pilot of Ms. Marvel. They said this pilot is garbage. Rewrite this thing. They fought for it. They're fighting for story points, right? And then they walked away from Ms. Marvel like, all right, we did the best we could. We're out of here, right? And so these people didn't seem to care for Ms. Marvel. They care about this.
And Leslie is an awesome singer, Tequila Professor says. And RC, I would say not just in New York, but in Mexico and in the Caribbean, she has made her mark musically. All right. So how we doing on this list so far, Kamran and Maria?
This is a good list.
It's a good list.
Yeah. Impressed.
Okay. I'm glad you guys approve so far.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where are we right now? We are at number 6.
Yeah, we're getting there.
And
you know, the further on the list you're getting to number 1, I keep sucking in my gut more and sucking in my cheeks more. I'm like,
why?
No, I'm just kidding. These are gorgeous women. As a woman, I can look at them and just be like, oh my God, they're absolutely beautiful.
You gotta raise yourself up. Come on.
Well, I'm just joking.
Rise up, baby. Rise up.
But what I think is beautiful is their passion for what they do. And I don't know if they have to fight harder to get where they're at because of all of the, like Cameron was saying, I don't like your belt, I don't like your shoes, I don't like your whatever. I mean, to get past that is got to be difficult. So I love that they can stay positive and just be powerful women.
Maria's gorgeous. Stop.
And the great thing is the Latinas are single-handedly ending this anti-feminine garbage that Hollywood has been pushing, right? Yeah. They even tried that on Supergirl, taking a beautiful Latina and trying to make her not attractive. It's just not going to work, right? Because you can't.
Well, it's impossible. You're not a Latina without what you're talking about, without that, without that feminine, centered. They're centered and sensual. They, it's in the blood.
As a Venezuelan woman once said to me, said, I don't understand American women. They want to be treated equal with men. I want to be treated better than men. And that's why I achieve that. And she's not wrong. She's like, American women don't know how to be feminine. And as a result, they end up struggling to be equal. Whereas I don't have to ever be equal. I walk in the room and I'm the one in control.
Coming in at number 6.
That's a woman right there.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know of anything she's doing in this new year, which I tried to get some information on, but she has something that no one else on this list has, and based off that, she made it to number 6 on the Hollywood Walk of Fame now with her own star in her mid-50s, Salma Hayek.
Go Salma. God, I love her.
And Salma had a decent 21. She was in a show. She was in a movie with on Amazon called Bliss. She was in The Eternals, and she was in House of Gucci. But really, it's her getting the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for me in this past November. That's the single one right there she got number 6. Only 6. Yeah.
But before we go further, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the entire chat is erupting because you somehow put down yourself, whereas everyone's like, you're stunning.
I know.
And they are correct, and so it's like, what was that? Where's that coming from? Just want to let you know the entire chat is just talking about you.
Well, I meant that as a compliment to these women, really.
Yeah. We hear you.
Because
but
it's a
everyone's
lot of.
But now everyone's trading you that compliment.
I know.
And now
Well,
everyone's
thank you. I
giving me
was
shit.
looking
Now
for what
they're
I
giving me
was.
shit because I went low on Salma with number 6. But yes, you
No,
are beautiful
thank
outside,
you.
inside, and out.
Thank you. And just I wasn't looking for I was actually, it was such a compliment because I sometimes wish I had some of that fight in me like they do, and just to get where they are. And I don't know. I think it's awesome. They're great women to look up to.
And I forgot the Hitman's wife. She was also in that. I mean, she had an incredible 21 that finished off with the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I really didn't see a lot on the horizon for 22. So my apologies if I missed out on something. But Salma, I mean, what else can be said?
She's done well for herself, French billionaires. I think a lot of dudes be like, yeah, I got to be a French billionaire if I had a shot with Salma Hayek. You really do.
You don't even have to sell her. You just throw her name on Selma, and then that's it. We all know. We just know why she's on there.
Nice.
Well, she's one of these that's always going to deserve it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's earned her accolades, and she's got more coming. She's not retired. I mean, she's
heck no.
Years more of work to give us and a lot more enjoyment.
And Mr. Tickletrunk says, Maria, when attractive women are down on their looks, men have a sacred duty to tell them they are wrong.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Come on, girl.
I'm sorry.
Come on, girl. And your Muslim uncle for $4.99. Salma is the musical equivalent of LL Cool J's I Can't Live Without My Radio. Thank you, sir.
Well, so your Muslim uncle, just remember the Sufi saying that women are the manifestation of God's beauty. And I think Salma is an example of that kind of manifestation of the divine beauty, right? So, yeah.
For that tip, let's go. Let's throw some mariachis there. Cuando canto la bamba, yo estoy contento porque yo me acompaño con mi instrumento allá arriba y arriba. Bamba, bamba.
Bamba's always good, man. Bamba's always good.
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us on this Friday night. We know you have a lot of other places where you could be. But here we will actually talk to you and entertain you and have a good time. So thank you. We're doing the countdown of the best Latina actors of 2022. If you're just getting here, how did I base this off of? Things you did in 21, things you're going to do in 22. If you get any awards, any of that stuff, you put it all together. Also, what is considered a Latina? I would say at least one parent is from has ties to a Spanish-speaking country. So yeah.
And, I don't know if you saw PJ had a question there for you.
Yeah, I think did he ask it again?
No, I don't think so. I was actually gonna bring something up on that one because it's true, I think.
All right, let me see.
It was
go way back. Hey, PJ, do me a favor, just
copy
and paste that one because I don't want to, I want to continue with the countdown. We are at number 5, guys. Number 5, and another woman from Mexico. Isa Gonzalez.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
I'm awake. Oh yeah.
You've been awake since the intro.
Yeah, sometimes even more awake.
Ay, Dios mío. Ay, Dios.
I follow her on Instagram and enjoy her photos very much.
Isa Gonzalez is going to have an epic year. I believe in March. She will be the female lead in the Michael Bay movie Ambulance, opposite Jake Gyllenhaal. That alone tells me she has arrived in Hollywood. Is considering her really an A-list Latina talent. Cameron?
Yeah, I mean, that looks really good. The trailers for that actually look really entertaining and compelling, and she looks good in it because, I mean, from what we understand, she's basically essentially a hostage who's a nurse trying to take care of somebody's in the ambulance while these robbers are trying to use the ambulance to get away, right? So it's going to be this compelling drama of her trying to outwit these robbers. So it's really interesting.
Now, of course, the years before, you might have recognized her in the as bit roles and Calvin Hobbes and Baby Driver. She had a small role last year in Godzilla versus Kong as well. So based off that, just kind of, to me, she's like this year's Ana de Armas. She's like that, that hot commodity. She also has a project that she got optioned, where she will be playing Maria Felix. And who's Maria Felix? She's the biggest Mexican actress of all time, like the most popular, the most famous, very outspoken lady. And Isa is the producer and the star. And that's been optioned. Maybe
Wow.
we hope it gets filmed, but that alone, I'm thinking that's a knockout right there.
Well,
go ahead.
If people haven't seen her in Baby Driver, it's sort of a interesting indie film, but I found it very entertaining. I'm not a huge indie film guy, but she's great in it. She plays basically a psychopathic, killer with a psychopathic boyfriend, right? And I was like, who the hell is this woman? How come I've never seen her before? Because I wasn't watching like Mexican stuff, right? But I was like, she should be bigger than she is, in all honesty, because she's very talented, very beautiful, and I'm really glad she's getting the attention now she deserves.
I have a story for you in her career, but let me hear from Maria.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is one of them that I haven't seen a lot of her work, but definitely looking forward to it. It looks like stuff that I would definitely get into.
Can Mexican Iron Man or Lord Haster, can you guys go into the channel and type in her name and bring up the Star Wars story I did on her? Now, here's the thing with Issa. She avoided what could have been career suicide.
Ooh.
She was in hot contention to play Rey in the Star Wars sequels. Now, she documented, she talked about this in an interview that kind of just got buried last spring. And I found this story, like this past summer, right? And I'm like, why isn't any of us talking about this? How it would have been radically different to have Isa Gonzalez as Rey, a Latina who's like, there's no way around it. She's a sensual badass.
Mm-hmm.
And you went for Daisy Ridley.
Well, I can answer why that happened. This is my.
Please do.
I mean, I don't know this as in someone told this to my ear. This is my intuition and speculation based on everything I've watched for the last few years in my own career.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Kennedy decided she was going to use her position in Lucasfilm to just make movies with people that she imagined herself to be, and started with that, right? Because remember, all the leads of everything she's done are white British women brunettes. It's what she imagines herself to be, right? It's an idealized version of herself. There was no way she was going to cast a Latina for this, because as John Boyega pointed out, he felt that there was a lot of racism in how he was treated. I said that at the time when I watched the movies, and I said, this character is being treated like garbage, and having worked in the industry for 20 years, I've seen this kind of subtle, not even subtle racism that's there. People that, the white savior that black guy's got to be the janitor and the butt of the joke. Can't have a Latina there, right? Because that's threatening to me. That as a woman, I can't have a woman more beautiful than me in this image. And so she was rescued from this, but she never truly had a shot. There was no way Kathleen Kennedy was going to get anyone that wasn't a white brunette British person, because that's every single Star Wars project she has done has white British brunette woman that she imagines herself. It's kind of insane. Imagine if Kamran Pasha, took over Paramount and suddenly I started releasing movies as the head of Paramount where all the leads were always little brown Pakistani bald guy. It's like, that's the only thing I ever casted. Would someone think there's something strange happening? I mean, it's pathological. So she dodged a major bullet there.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. I appreciate getting the story, Mexican Iron Man. I want to put the one that we did here on the slant. It's a what if, right? I go off of what you're saying, because there's no way around it. And I liken it to Diego Luna in Rogue One with his accent and with his charm. He loses a little bit of it because he's just more of a natural actor in Spanish. But why, they did it for Diego, but not Isa. And she got so close. I'm spellbinded. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, but would that have ruined her career?
Yes.
Yeah.
Daisy really can't get work. Her career's done.
I mean, I hope and pray that's not true, because I actually think she's talented. I liked her in Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, I did too. But she has been struggling to get work. I mean, I'm hearing that in the industry.
Totally, man. It sucks. It sucks. Well, that is, that's number 5, man. We're only halfway, guys.
About Isa Gonzalez, I had a lot to say. You got to have something to say.
Oh yeah, please go ahead. Oh, you have more to say?
I don't want to push that. I just know that I dominated that segment.
Maria?
No, let's keep going. I want to get to the rest.
Let's keep going.
Anxious to see the rest here.
And Mexican Iron Man for $5. Muchísimas gracias. Isa Gonzalez is grace personified. She could have cried racism. She could have called the woke diversity card. And she was gracious in that interview. Mm-hmm. Another Mexicana. I'm just gonna say that. Another person from another country that just sees this shit differently. And I'm very curious, Mexican, Kamran, Maria, when Book of Boba Fett is all said and done, and maybe we're a season or two later on down the road, how Rodriguez saw his part in everything because of all the slack he's getting. I'm really curious about, how that creative process really went down, how much upheaval there really was, because I think there was major upheaval that he was like, shit, man, let me just put my head down and just do what they say until they leave. Okay, when are they leaving? When are they turning in their keys? Okay, they turned their keys in, Cameron? Let's go rock.
I think that's accurate. I think that this Book of Boba Fett was filmed during a chaotic moment inside of Lucasfilm politically and business-wise, and everyone wanted to survive, and Rodriguez is a survivor. Just stay out of this. This is a battle between people. This is King Kong versus Godzilla. You don't want to get involved in it.
No, he's got nothing to do with him. In Favreau, I trust. I'm just going to say that. I was going to say, Lombardi says hello to you, Kamran Pasha.
No.
Oh, we got another super chat. And I know I keep missing PJs. Let me get to PJ. The listener for $5 just got here. But IMO, the best looking, what is that?
In my opinion,
the best looking actress of all time is Raquel Welch. Though most people don't even know she's Latina. Yeah.
I just mentioned her earlier. That's what I was talking about is, the change of her last name.
Yeah, because people have criticized her later that, she could have been, someone that would have boosted the Latina community back in her time. And she was just trying to get work.
She wouldn't have gotten where she has gotten.
Yeah, nobody in this industry was interested and didn't care, couldn't care less, right? She did get work, and she made herself an icon that transcends any culture. I saw her once up close 20 years ago. I was working at a law firm that represented a lot of entertainment stuff, and so they represented some of the plays on Broadway. So I got tickets to go to the Grammys, right? Not the Grammys. I'm sorry. What was it? It was the Tonys. The Tonys. Thank you. The Tonys. Tony Awards. To the Tony Awards, and I'd never been there, so I went there with my little tuxedo, whatever. And I went there, and for whatever reason, Raquel Welch was there. She was getting an honor for something, and she just came up, and I saw her up close, and she must have been like 60 something years old, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, this is like Aphrodite. I mean, it was just so stunning. I mean, she just exuded this like 1960s, Marilyn Monroe type glamour still.
Love her.
That's
Yeah.
power.
Raquel is a Tejada. That's her last name.
Uh-huh.
Well, her real name is Joe Raquel Tejada.
Mm-hmm.
And more recently, like the last, I'd say 20, 30 years, she's really embraced her Latino heritage.
Latina-ness. Her Latina-ness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's like 80 years old, and she's still incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Her father was Bolivian. There you go. There you go. And there's another woman like that. I don't know if you guys know. Was Wonder Woman. She's still with us. Is Linda Carter. She's
Linda
a
Carter.
Cordoba, half Mexican from Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, Linda's still gorgeous.
Well, look, Rita Hayworth, Spanish. Her father's
Spanish, but
right?
you know what? Actually, she's Spanish, and her dad. But they were all raised in Boyle Heights in East LA, and they had a dance school there.
Yeah.
So they were very much entrenched in LA culture. So yeah, you had all those pioneers that just you had to change your name, or you just wouldn't have the careers that you had now. So yeah, maybe we should do a pioneer Latina. Yeah. There's every time I think I've like covered it all, Cameron, I'm like, oh man, I want to do more. I want to do more.
The Latino community has been so central to Hollywood since its inception, since probably the silent films. I'm sure we can find some great actors in the silent film era that that came from the community, because this town, the film industry started in Los Angeles, right? And Los Angeles always had a rich, vibrant Latino entertainment community. So if you're starting a new entertainment thing here, you're going to tap what's around you. They've been around forever, and they've not been able to talk about it for a while. 100 years later, we're still not able to talk about it at some level.
Ramon Novarro was Ben-Hur, 1925. Yeah. Orville Nation. Question: do we know of any non-Latino actresses who have Latino-ness rubbed off on them from a Latino spouse? Because there are women like that are IRL.
In real life. Man, you don't know
real
these
life.
Abbreviations, dude.
Non-Latino actresses. Wasn't one of the Baldwins, did she try to be Latina? Did she claim?
Lucille Ball. She got very feisty.
Lucille Ball. Well, she was feisty. She definitely, that's a really good example.
Yeah.
What's her name? She's married to Mark Consuelos. Kelly Ripa.
Yes.
Kelly Ripa's very into the Latino culture. Oh, Helen Mirren.
Oh, she married to a Latin guy? Okay.
No. Well, her and Taylor Hackford are, basically, got La Bamba and Blood In, Blood Out produced. So they've been very entrenched in the Chicano Latino community. So hopefully that answers your question, PJ, and thanks for Lupe Vélez. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know what? Well, let's circle back on that. That's right. I got one more. Oh, Mike, you didn't have to pay the $5.
I know. I saw that. I was like, wow.
Mike's a generous guy by nature. He's generous.
Right.
He just wants to make sure everyone's things are answered. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think we should take. I don't know about you guys. I say we take a Wonder Woman break. What do you guys think?
What does that mean? You want to just put on something else for 2 minutes, or what do you want to do? Break?
No, just take a break.
Oh,
yes. Okay. Well, yeah.
Everyone, we're gonna get a glass of water. We'll be right back.
yes. I got to stretch my legs.
Yeah, I'll give you guys
We're not back from our break, guys. Just this is where the Latino slant flexes our toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Or how about just our masculinity? Muchísimas gracias. Sorry. Not sorry. Play on, player. Okay. All right, let me get ready. You guys got any comments as I get number 4 ready?
Let's go. Number 4.
Okay. This woman at number 4 is of Puerto Rican and Guatemalan descent. Of this list, this woman is someone you absolutely do not know, but will absolutely have the greatest 2022 of anyone on this list. Let me repeat that. Adria Arjona at number 4 is going to have the best year of all these on this list. Oh, did Cameron leave us?
Oh,
he popped
accidentally,
out?
I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, who is Adria Arjona? Well, she comes from a very famous Guatemalan singer who's an incredible singer. His name is Ricardo Arjona. And, well, Maria, she's got 3 major movies coming out, 3 major projects coming out this year. 3 major projects. No, that was Isa. They kind of look alike. I'm not gonna lie, but Adria is a little more Caribbean, a little more sultry. Here, let me get some other images of her. Yeah, let me see. I don't like that one. Okay, so
that's amazing, though. I mean,
yeah,
that's a lot of work. Anything that we know?
Yes, and that's the thing. It's going to be a lot. It is. Adria is going to be the fandom's woman of the year. Let's go over the first one that you're probably not. You might not see. But I think you should. It is a retelling of Father of the Bride.
Oh, no way.
It's going to be a Cuban American family. She's one of the leads, and her father is Andy Garcia. Stephanie, Andy Garcia is going to be the lead in Father of the Bride. She's one of the female leads.
Wow.
And that comes out in the summer of 2022.
Well, I'm going to have to see it.
Go ahead.
I'm going to have to see it.
No, I'm just compared to what I'm about to tell the chat. That Father of the Bride will be the last thing they see. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, they filmed it this past year. It's been filmed. They wrapped a few months ago, and I don't know what happened to Cameron. Let me text him.
I know, because it's not like him to leave the ladies.
Yeah. Okay, so now let me tell you about the next thing that she's going to be in. She's the female lead in the Sony Marvel film Morbius, starring opposite Jared Leto.
Oh my gosh.
She's a female lead.
That's amazing.
That comes out, I believe now they keep pushing it back. I believe it's this spring. So Adria, write it down, guys. Adria Arjona is coming at you. Full throttle.
When did her career kind of start?
Well, I see. Okay, well, I don't want to give away the last credit.
No, I'm just kind of wondering because to have a lead in something like that is.
No, you're correct. She was in True Detective. She was in Emerald City and Pacific Rim Uprising.
Wow.
My computer crashed, rebooting. Okay. Now, hold on to your butts. He broke. Oh, I keep forgetting she was in Narcos. Thank you. Thank you. That was a few years back. I keep forgetting she was in Narcos. Okay, but for all you Star Wars fans, Stephanie, hold on. Adria Arjona is going to be the female lead in Andor. Opposite Diego Luna. This is set to come out in 2022 as well.
Oh my gosh. Holy moly.
Holy moly.
That's big stuff.
We were going over Adria's credits, Cameron.
Yeah, I apologize. My computer crashed, and I literally couldn't get back in. I still can't get back in. I'm on my phone now. So I'm sorry. Who is our latest?
Yeah. So this is Adria Arjona at number 4.
Okay.
And what I was telling the audience and you guys is that this woman is gonna have the biggest year out of anyone on this list, and you've never heard of her yet.
Okay.
She's got 3 major credits: Father of the Bride, opposite Andy Garcia, Cuban American retake; female lead in Morbius, opposite Jared Leto; female lead in Andor, Star Wars television series, opposite Diego Luna. She's gonna be a household name by the end of this year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's her background? Where did she come from? I'm not familiar with her. Has she had a lot of stuff before?
She's done Pacific Rim, Uprising, Emerald City, and True Detective.
Okay.
And Narcos. She was in Narcos.
Okay.
So again, this to me is like Noemi Gonzalez last year. You know, I think she actually is going to be bigger than Noemi, you know, as far as Noemi's year. But Adria, I mean, again, Morbius, Andor, and Father of the Bride. So, yeah, by far, yeah, she pulls it off.
Yeah, this is she's looks like she's clearly been a working actor. Now she's about to become a star. So good for her.
Yeah, nicely put. Nicely put. So that's number 4. I never saw Emerald City. I really don't remember her in her other work, but you know, I gotta believe, you know, you don't get these coveted roles and you don't show talent, you know. So that is number 4, guys.
Wow.
All right, let's might have to watch Andor. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm gonna watch Andor.
Well,
So,
I mean, let's see when it's released. We're not hearing anything on Andor, right? And so there's a lot of internal chaos inside Lucasfilm. Who knows what the hell's going to happen with that show ultimately? So,
well, I like the show that goes quiet, you know, and Diego Luna is the executive producer. You know, I got, you know me, I got a fool's faith first.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in Diego Luna. I don't have a lot of faith in the executives there and in their drama, but we'll see.
I hear you, man. I hear you. All right. Number 3, and let me tell you right now, number 3 to 1 you can interchange them because they all had incredible 2021s. Trying to get this.
Bring it up a lady.
I'm trying to.
Okay, I've had a little girl crush on her since Wizards of Waverly Place.
Hailing from, was it Grand Prairie, Texas? All of 5 foot. Oh, she's 5'5". Okay. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm basing this off of one credit alone, and that is
I love this show.
only. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Love this show. She absolutely killed this role. The whole cast was just spot on, but she nailed this role. I absolutely loved her. Like I said, I loved her since Wizards of Waverly Place. I've just always loved Selena's. You know, so I've always been a fan of hers, and of course I love Steve Martin and what's his name, and oh my
Martin
God,
Short.
have you seen this show?
I've seen the whole thing.
The whole thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
How can you not? I just
How can you not?
binged it.
And
Such good.
I have you on mute just because the sound is so is a little rough there, Cameron. So let me know when you're ready to talk. There you go.
Yeah, I'm having weird problems. I still can't get my computer back. I guess the internet censors don't like me talking about beautiful Latina women, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it is what it
No,
is.
it just sounds like you're eating chips. That's all.
Yeah, when you're talking, you're fine. It's when you're not. It's like
Yeah, so mute me when I'm silent. So yeah.
okay,
You're
all right.
masticando.
So let me tell you about this project, guys. I don't know if anyone in the chat has seen Only Murders in the Building. It's a fantastic comedy. This is the top writing, directing, and acting. She's executive producer, and let's also. I said I based this so that alone is an incredible hit, but
Mm-hmm.
Maria, let's go to all the awards that she's nominated for right now. Okay. Screen Actors Guild, Best Actor. Satellite Awards, Best Actress. Grammy nominated for her Latin pop album Revelación. Broadcast Critics Films Association Awards, Best Actress in a Comedy, Only Murders in the Building. I mean,
Good for her.
it's good for her. Now, so I took that because I'm such a big fan. I
Mhm.
didn't even know she was an actor to begin with. I thought she was like, like a little singer. Shame on me. Shame on me.
Mhm.
Now, here's what she guys has. I can't see if Cameron, you want to say anything?
No, I'm just gonna say that I've always had a thing for Selena because she's best friends with my lovely Taylor, and so I like their vibe together. And Taylor only hangs out with high quality people, and so that's what I'll say.
That's awesome.
Oh, cool. Okay, another reason why I'm picking Selena as number 3 is the project that she's going to be executive producing with the director Elgin James of Mayans MC. It's called In the Shadow of the Mountain. This is a biopic of Silvia Vasquez Lavado, who basically became a mountaineer to kind of like exercise her childhood demons. So what I'm seeing here, guys, and reading this and reading about this project, Cameron and Maria, you have Selena Gomez going to another next level now in a drama, in a film drama. She did this acclaimed comedy show with, and sky's the limit. Sky's the limit, guys.
She's writing her own checks. And it is exciting to see where she came from, because most of the time, most of the actresses from the era that she started from, there goes Cameron again. You don't hear, you hear of them, but not the way that she has just been taken over Hollywood. And oh my God, do you know if there's going to be another season of that? Because they kind of ended it in I don't want any spoilers, but
it's definitely ended on a cliffhanger, but
yeah,
because it was filmed a while back, who
maybe
knows?
not. Oh God.
Let's hear if Cameron has any knowledge on that as he's
Yeah, I
battling to
hope
get back in.
so. That was just Cameron.
Because what I don't see it in this year. Maybe she's so busy for this year. You know what I mean?
I hope so, because that was just pure genius, brilliant. I just loved it.
Cameron, you there?
He's there now.
I am. I'm just trying to keep my voice minimal because I hear the crackling too, and it's just modern.
We were just
technology.
wondering if you had heard through the grapevine in another season for that series.
I have not, so I don't have any information about that. But I wish you success.
Yeah.
Well, Summer Horse says there is. Okay, great.
Huh? No, wait.
Cameron was sideways. LOL. Gotta run. All right, Steph. Thanks for hanging out. We're having a great time. We only have 2 more if you can hang out, but there's only 2 more on the list. Wizards of Waverly. Apparently she's great in this. I got to see it. Okay.
I love it. She's actually really good in that one.
I mean, I don't doubt it now with the talent I saw. And let me tell you that I did have her at 6. I switched her and Salma around because I'm like, well, Salma's not real. I don't really see anything on the horizon. And Selena is getting all this acclaim, and she's got this major movie coming up. I'm giving it to her.
Yeah,
I'm giving it to her. The Latina vibes are breaking, Mr. Pasha's Electronics. Did I see another super chat? I did. Let me make sure there's not another one. I really have this problem, guys, as far as missing super chats. Here we go. Mr. Coconuts for $5. As a half Puerto Rican, half Central American, Guatemalteco, like myself, Costa Rican, I'm excited for Adria. Yeah, man. I'm excited too. Adria is an incredible talent. Thank you for the super chat. These super chats are a big deal, guys, to small channels such as myself, and I really appreciate this and the 50 members that are a part of the Slantino Nation. So, Mr. Coconuts, this is for you. I'll give you a little Chihuahua love.
Chihuahuas.
Yes. So, we're down to the final 2. Any comments from you guys?
No, but I will say that I got my first little tip, because I can't super chat yet, but tip, I finally got my first one.
Oh, via PayPal?
Yeah, I was all excited. I'm like, what? I'm going to frame it. Absolutely. So it is exciting to get. So it is nice.
Absolutely. Cameron, where are you? Where is Cameron?
He's here. Hey, you don't see him?
No, I see him, but it looks like are you at the house? Or are you?
Yeah, I'm in my home, and there's the lovely sunset. If you want to take a look out, there's a lovely sunset going on over Santa Monica on the beach. But yeah, no, I'm trying not to allow the crackling background noise to distract everyone,
okay,
which is very frustrating because I want to be more engaged in the conversation. I just know the limits of the technology right now. I'll come back in for the final 2 and hopefully be able to say something.
Okay, sounds good. And hopefully you can get your computer up and running. Okay, so we're down to the final 2, and this one was really hard for me, guys. But at the end of the day, I'm basing it on just a complete picture of what they have going on next year, because both of them had standout killer years. All right, so let me get this going here. Let me remove. And if you have seen my coverage of West Side Story this year, then you know that I'm a big fan, and why I state this lady is the number one reason why you need to go see this movie. Her name is Ariana DeBose, or DeBose. And without her in this film, it's a kind of paint by the numbers kind of retelling. But with her as Anita, it's a speechless. I'm speechless at her performance. Singing, dancing, acting, emoting the emotion, taking on the role of Rita Moreno's Anita while Rita Moreno's on the set. That's crazy.
Those are some hard shoes to fill.
All right. I'm nice. I'm back. I've got a nice little sunset in the background. I think the CIA has decided to let me have some fun today.
I think once we switched it from from one actress to the next, they let us, you know.
They didn't want me to comment on Selena. It would get me too intense with Taylor.
Yeah, did you have anything to say about Selena really quick?
No, I'm just saying that she is actually a very talented actress. I think I noticed her acting ability in one of her videos. I was like, this is better than you would expect in a video. Which one? It was. I'm trying to remember what the song was. I'll remember what the song was. It was a cutie. You know, it was like an early stage of her singing when she was doing the cutesy songs or whatever. But I was like, she's really bringing it. I mean, this is a really believable performance in this music video, right? And that's when I said there's something to this woman that I think people are going to see, and people are seeing it now.
Mm-hmm.
So we got number 2, Ariana DeBose. Pretty much her performance, as Anita puts her in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that she is winning every single award, which is 100% worthy.
Mm-hmm.
She's already won the Golden Globe, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a chance to see history where she's going to win the Best Supporting Actress for an Oscar that Rita Moreno played and won so many years ago.
Oh, it's got to happen. I don't see why.
So, yeah. Let me bring up a couple things. Plus, she's got some killer projects coming up as well. She just recently hosted the Saturday Night Live, which I never see. But I hear she was good, and I'm happy about this. But let's just go on over to awards and nominations. Let's go over to the ones that she's won so far.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see this with me, guys?
Yeah.
Golden Globe performance by an actress supporting role 1. Georgia Film Critics 1. Discussing Film Critics 1. Denver Film Critics Society 1. Critics, I mean, and then she's got a slew of nominees coming up. This is kind of historic, Kamran.
It is, and it's actually, again, she's earned. I have not seen the film, but from what you've told me, she very much earned that, and she stole that film and earned the performance, earned these awards. The industry has a lot of these things where the awards are cheapened by their virtue signaling, and we got to give it to a Latina this year. But from everything you're telling me, this is fully earned. She got this from the merits of her performance, and I'm delighted to see that.
And yeah, let me just also say this is a Broadway, battle-tested, battle-won actress from Broadway. Which is another, great achievement there. So yeah, she's my number 2, Ariana DeBose. Oh yeah, let me mention what I almost I know we have another super chat. Give me a second, I'll get to it. Here's what you got coming up, guys, in 2022. ISS, which is a drama in space.
Right.
Which I was like, okay, World War event happens on Earth. America and Russia, both nations secretly contact their astronauts aboard the ISS and give them instructions to take control of the station by any means necessary. Okay, that sounds like it's gonna be a good popcorn flick. We'll see.
Yeah, that's gonna be like one of those classic submarine films, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's what it's gonna be. Tight space, the drama of who's gotten who. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be interesting.
But this one, by Matthew Vaughn, directed by Matthew Vaughn, who does all the Kingsman movies. Argyle, starring Henry Cavill, Ariana DeBose. Check out this cast: John Cena, Bryce Dallas Howard, Samuel L. Jackson, Sam Rockwell, Bryan Cranston. My God. And she's there.
Wow.
I hope Argyle kicks ass. I'm a fan of all this.
Who's the director? I'm just trying to. What brought all these people together?
Oh, remember I told you it's Matthew Vaughn, the Kingsman.
Oh, Matthew Vaughn, yeah, and he's a talented guy. I mean, I really like his. I even like this new The Kingsman that came out.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw it in the theater.
Yeah, same here.
Matthew Vaughn it surprised me how much it kicked ass.
Yeah. And so no, he's an incredibly talented guy. So yeah, I can imagine everyone wants to work with him. And she is. The only thing I wish for her is this. Let's say she does indeed win the Oscar. There is a curse of women that win the Oscar, they stop getting good roles. It happened to Halle Berry. It happened to Charlize Theron. They get their career set back. There is a little bit. What is the dynamic behind that? I mean, there's probably some sexism where guys like, all right, well, she got it. Get her out there. Get to the next hot chick, right? Look, there's probably some element of that too. I just wish her, from what, again, I haven't seen her performance, but what the passion that you have showed her performance so good, then I just hope she overcomes that and continues on, and that doesn't become the town's way of shuffling her off the stage.
I don't see that happening.
Maria, have you seen West Side Story?
Not yet.
She was in a television musical called Brigadoon Schmigadoon. That got some play, but I didn't see it. I did not factor that in here. She lives up to the hype. She's winning all these awards. I'd say besides Spielberg's filmmaking, which was pretty amazing, she's the second best reason to see this movie. But as an actor, she's the best reason for me. Okay, before we get to number one, we're going to do a couple things, guys. One is read the super chat. Summer Horse for $5. My favorite Latina actress is not well known to the non-stage and soap opera worlds, although she has done TV shows and reoccurred in Narcos. Florencia Lozano. Oh, thank you. Okay. And that's another thing is I was like, there's so much talent now. And let's take a break and talk about how, to me, it's no longer, oh, Florencia is beautiful. She's been around. Okay. That's a good choice here. It's no longer, to me, about representation. It's about presentation, Cameron.
Yeah.
We've arrived. Everywhere I look, I see different. Let's take this list. They're all like starring or co-starring, all in major films, every television, executive producing, writing, directing. Now it's about presentation, Cameron.
We no longer carry the mops and the brooms and the toilet scrub brushes.
Right.
Even though I promise you, there are executives that want it to go back to that, because the racism in this town is very deep, especially amongst the most proudly talk about how open they are and how progressive they are. They're the ones that have they have the deepest racism of all. But right now they think they can make money, and they will continue to make money because the Latino audience will continue to grow. And from that pure selfish perspective, they will continue to support these actors. So yes, it is about presentation. But as we're saying, people are sometimes stuck. It becomes a default, like our friend John Leguizamo, right? He's stuck and talking about stuff that wasn't even relevant for him, is now outdated for a lot of people, right? So we're going to always have we're going to have people to try to bring it back to identity. We're going to have the character that shows up and says, you're not the right skin tone for this, and tries to create a drama like we saw in that interview within the, in the Heights or whatever. There are going to be people that are going to try to screw this up. And there's going to be actors that haven't figured out, because they're, like I said, I do believe there are actors that just want to go with where they think the town is, and the town is always behind culture. The town doesn't know where the world is, so that's never the place to be. You got to be ahead of it, and so there's going to be some stuff that's still going to be unnecessary. We'll be like, why are you acting like you're still on the plantation? You've been set free a long time. You got your own business. You got your own land, right? You got more than 40 acres and a mule. You got a lot going on, but you're still acting like you're back on there because the psychology of the plantation doesn't leave you that easily. So that, I need to use that analogy from the African American experience, bring it to the Latino community. It's going to be a process of people realizing they actually have power.
Well, and then also what I'm seeing in some of the shows that have been canceled, that are Latino-based TV shows. They're so narrow niche, and whether they're good or not, they're narrow niche market, Latino shows. And, the fact that they got 2 to 4 seasons was amazing. but they were axed. And you know, let's say you know, Selena and Narcos are kind of anomalies, man. It's like, you know, it's almost like unfair, you know, as far as Selena, because she's a global name. You know, Narcos, it's the genre of mafia, and it was, and the storytelling was just, you know, incredible. When you narrow niche, even though it might be good writing and all that good stuff, not every Latino is going to watch that. And even if every Latino does, I said this, that's still not good enough. You need to capture a bigger market than the Latino market. So presentation, yeah, man, yeah. Okay, so I made a video, and it is, let's summarize 10 through number 2, and then we will announce number 1 in a minute. But here is 10 through 2. And if the volume's low, you can read.
Now let's review the top 10 Latina actresses of 2022, number 10 through 2. Number 10, Melissa Barrera. Number 9, Annie Gonzalez. Number 8, Daniela Pineda. Number 7, Leslie Grace. Number 6, Salma Hayek. Number 5, Asa Gonzalez.
Pues mi carro ya no funciona, ¿sabes? Tengo un
Number
Subaru
4,
año
Adria
1990
Arjona.
y pues ya el aire
Number
acondicionado
3,
ya no sirve
Selena
mucho,
Gomez.
bueno, me llevaba aquí
Number
para acá,
2,
pero ahí
Ariana DeBose.
All right, pretty good. Any thoughts there, guys, before I drop number 1?
They're all very genetically blessed as well as talented. God bless that gene pool.
Maria.
No, I'm loving this. I'm excited. And the envelope goes to.
And the envelope, the number 1 actress. Let's here we go. Let me get the video ready and take it away.
And the number 1 Latina actress for 2022 from Argentina and Great Britain, number 1, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah. So let's start with, I think many people may be startled to know that she's Latina. Because I didn't realize that she was Latina, but she is.
Yeah, man, she is very Latina. She's very proud of her Latino roots. Fluent Spanish speaker. Let me just pull up another. Let's pull up. This is from
She kind of, I'm sorry, I
Last
didn't mean
Night
to
in
interrupt.
Soho, which was which didn't I don't think got the fair shake that it should have. That was this past year, as far as film wise.
Yeah, it was a very strange trailer. It was like a time travel trailer. I didn't know what was going on. It looked creepy and interesting, but it just didn't pull me in.
So she is half British, half Argentina. She grew up in Miami, in Buenos Aires, and in Great Britain. And that is my pick.
You know, she kind of reminds me of, sorry to interrupt,
Well, please.
Paloma Faith.
Who's Paloma Faye?
You don't know Paloma Faith.
Oh.
You have to pull her up. She is also like half British, half Spanish actress and singer. And she just did this show. It's kind of like the younger version of Alfred from Batman. You know how he came to be? I can't believe a lot of people haven't seen that. It's really good. But she starred in that, but she's an amazing singer. But she reminds me of her in a way. So I was going to bring her up before, so I thought I'd bring her before you went on to tell what things she has done for us.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot of people that didn't know she was Latina, and she's fluent Spanish speaker, and she's just one of those, you know, we come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, and I think our top 10 just proved that beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Well, I suddenly realized something. She was in The Witch, wasn't she? The Witch? I think that was like her, and she was incredible. I mean, that's a great,
Wait.
great horror movie.
Was it her or
I think she was in The Witch.
I thought it was the other English actress?
No, I'm looking at it right now. No, she was in it.
That was her. Okay.
Yeah, she was in it.
English actress.
Yeah, and
Me too.
and she was absolutely, she just sold it. You felt like you were back there in Pilgrim's days with a creepy new world of scary stuff, and she sold
Oh
it.
my god, I'm gonna have to watch that.
It's actually a really scary movie. It's very well done.
I love it. I love scary movies.
Yeah.
So let me go to her award to her Emmy nomination season right now. She's already won for Queen's Gambit again, International Award, Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
We knew this, right?
35 nominations.
Yeah, I mean, this is just last year.
Yeah.
Golden Globe, last year's performance.
You know,
Gotham Award.
All of the people I work with in Hollywood, and I had this conversation just yesterday. I was pitching a major executive, and I was pitching an idea, one of my scripts, whatever, and they're like, "Oh, it's period. Periods are hard." I'm like, "Except everything that wins awards and everyone's watching. That's all anybody's watching is period stuff, right?" So I mean, Hollywood's stuck in this delusional thing, like, well, period is hard. That's the only thing that's on the air. So what are you talking about? You got her playing a period piece, playing a chess, master. I mean, come on. And this town is so like disconnected from reality.
So again, I thought the final three were really neck and neck. I'm basing this, like I said, I think she's had an incredible year. She's on the award circuit again. Here's her 2022. Pinky Blinders coming back, which is, always great. She's in The Northman. She's a female lead of The Northman, which everyone has been raving about. Just even the
trailer. That's her. She looks really interesting in that trailer. She's like a magical figure. Yeah.
Right.
Olga.
Yeah, Olga. Thank you. You made a wife. You have chosen wisely. Hey, man, I did my work. For you guys. I didn't know she was Latin. I haven't watched her shows, but I've seen that she's been in a few notable things lately. Well, Punk Waddle, The Witch was crazy good.
Yeah, it was crazy good.
The Northman, which is coming out, that everyone's excited about. Two more things. I got two more projects coming up of note. The Untitled David O. Russell film, which can be a blessing and a curse, right? But he is a talent.
No, he's a talent. His movies his movies largely are good. Hopefully she has the temperament to deal with them. He's the kind of person an actor really has to have, like Romy strength, because he will push you around and push you to your edge if you don't know what your limits are, and when to say don't talk to me that way.
But I think what really, for me, as a fan of this franchise coming up, this put me this put me over what Selena and what Ariana are doing this year. Adria, number 4, you could even say should be around 2. I mean, just because of this year's projects. But this, I mean, look, okay, so Anya has had an incredible year. She's an award-winning actress, gonna win more awards. She's got Peaky Blinders, Northman, Untitled David O. Russell, but that, for me, she's gonna be Furiosa.
Oh, she's in Nosferatu? There's a Nosferatu.
There's a Nosferatu.
There's a Nosferatu film? Who clicked that? Who's in Nosferatu? Who's doing that?
We got Robert Eggers.
Okay, he's a good director. Okay.
Fantasy horror. But this isn't pre, right? Let me see who they have. This is really pre right now.
Okay, yeah. So we don't know anybody else.
Which is fantastic, right? But Furiosa, come on. Come on. George Miller.
George Miller. Okay. He's gonna take it there. All right.
Chris Hemsworth, Tom Burke.
I'm
in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anna Taylor's number 1.
That's great. Well, I mean, look, that's what you said there earlier in just passing is the Latino community is incredibly diverse. There is this full range, and that's why I get a little agitated just as an observer when people are starting doing if you look like Anya Taylor, Joy, you're not Latino. What are you talking about? She's Spanish. She's from Argentina. what is this, right? And it's a kind of self-destructive identity thing that the community is going to have to shut it down internally.
Well, it's really ignorant.
Yeah.
It's
it
really
is.
ignorant. You know, I'm gonna bring up whenever I see Anna Taylor-Joy, I see this other Puerto Rican host. But go on. And yes, we're gonna show you some beautiful women right now, Cameron.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
But you're absolutely right. You know, I think because you're in LA, it's a blessing or curse that it's just nothing but Mexicans as a whole.
Mhm.
And and so Hollywood just sees one type of Latino, which, but when they see Anya Taylor-Joy come through, they
Loser, goddamn mind.
well, yeah. And let me see, we're gonna go to a very well-known Puerto Rican. Here, let's remove this. Everyone hold on to your butts. Let me see. This is Pili Montoya, who's full Puerto Rican, like Puerto Rican. But to me, she looks like, let me see, is it up?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
She's a very let me put this on. Let's put us on the side. Very well-known bilingual podcaster, all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, she's blanca. She's a blondie.
What we Latinos call güera.
She's a güera.
I mean,
sure. Yeah.
What does güera mean? What does it mean?
Like just like
a white chick, a white person,
light skin. Yeah, there's all these names for them. But
and it's not an insult. It's like I dated this guy once who had green eyes and blonde hair, but he was pure Latino, only spoke Spanish, and everybody called him güero. It wasn't an insult. It was just that's how he looked.
Well, look,
yeah.
I have a project that's set in Moorish Spain, right? And it's the full range of Spain.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? What did you say? I'm sorry. What?
Yes, I know. I'm looking at it too. I'm very good at being able to pretend I'm not distracted. I'm very good at it.
I'm sorry. What?
No, but I'm saying that I have a project that's set amongst the Moors, Spain, and the fascinating. They actually have two projects. One set in the early days, and one's in the later days. And what's interesting is Spain in the days of the Visigoths. We're talking about 7th, 8th century when the Moors arrived. Was blonde-haired, blue-eyed. I mean, the Visigoths were Germanic Viking-type tribes that ruled Spain in the 7th and 8th centuries. And when the Moors arrived, they intermingled. So what we imagine Spaniards with the Antonio Banderas sexy dark look, that's all Moorish blood melded in with blonde Germanic Viking blood. Right, that created the modern Spanish people, and then they came to the Western Hemisphere and melded in with the indigenous population. What they brought was a language that united this entire civilization. That's where the Latin culture comes in, and they're all Latin, there's unified cultural elements.
Let me take off this. I didn't know this banner was on. Sorry about that. So on the flip side, a very Mexican American woman actor, Noemi Gonzalez, who was on our list last year. This is, very proud of her curvas y todo. She was in Selena. She's going to be in a big movie this year coming up. I mean, we are in, we come in different packages, and it's great. It's great to see these women killing it in Hollywood. This is her in full. She was Selena's sister. Look at that. She was fantastic in that. So you go from women like Anna Taylor and Pili, and you go to a woman such as Noemi Gonzalez or even Maria. You guys could be sisters, you and Noemi.
Yeah, we could be.
The parallel that I would find in my looking at the broad range of ethnicity and color and of Spaniard of Latinos, of people of Spanish culture descent, is actually the Turks. right? Because they're fascinating. You know, I've been to Turkey. I've got a project set in Turkey, and it's amazing because if you meet Turks, some of them will look. The original Turks were Asian, as in they came from like around Korea, right? And so you'll still meet Turks today that look Asian. And then you meet blonde-haired, blue-eyed people that look Russian, and it's a full range because it was an empire. What united, they all think they're Turks because they're united by this common language and culture. But the ethnicity is across the board.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Rachel Ziegler.
There we go. Yeah.
Half Colombian, half Polish. She winning there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awesome we can fit in pretty much any role. Like, I mean, people don't know my culture. They ask me all the time because I get mistaken for every culture. And Maria, of course, is a universal name. It's German, it's Spanish, it's Swedish, it's everything. But they don't know. And I think that I wish that people were more blind to, you're not getting hired because you're Latina. You're getting hired because you have talent and you can sell this role, instead of putting everybody in a little box. I'm so tired of that. And but why would it be a problem if I were to play an Italian or something like that? Even though I'm not, are people going to have a problem with that? I look the part or whatever, you know, but I'm selling it as an actress. And so I think that it's awesome that they can play these different roles and sell it regardless of whatever role they're playing.
You know, I mentioned this before, but
so with really fast with that, Maria and Kamran. So Ziegler's got every, you know, based on her talent. You know, why not? Why can't she play Snow White? Why not? Why the pushback? And to me, a level of ignorance of something you haven't seen. And you know, the whole Peter thing, that's a separate case. But I mean, she's an incredible singer, and this is a musical, and she's, you know, she's got these angelic looks. I don't get it.
Well, it's the thing that I've raised with the people that have been criticizing the identity politics of Hollywood. It's the old Nietzsche quote: "If you stare too long into the abyss stares into you. You become the thing that you hate." Right. And so I think a lot of where the pendulum is now beginning to swing towards good stories again, and less towards identity politics. Because of that, now it's revealing those who actually were what our people on the other side claim them to be, which they really are racists. There are racists out there who claim to be fans, who really look at ethnicity first. And I don't believe they're the majority of the people in the fandom. I don't believe that at all. But they're certainly often very loud. And you're beginning to see them unmasked at this moment, where it's like the critique that was presented to us is like, oh, you're all a bunch of racists. Well, not that guy, and that guy's a racist. Because you see right now, they all really are, right? When actually presented, that's what I point out. If you look at Leslie Grace's talent, she blows. I'm sure. I know for a fact that from my friends who know the directors who are doing Batgirl, that it came down to talent, and they're like, this woman blew us away. And from what I've seen of her, I don't doubt that. So people are like, well, I'm not going to watch with Leslie Grace. I was like, why? If she's really incredible for the role, I mean, did you have an issue with Eartha Kitt as a black Catwoman in the 1960s? Let's get real now, okay? And people don't want to get real about it.
Let's put it this way, Maria, and I present this to you guys in the chat, right? Because Book of Soul Assassin said, because they see her dark hair and eyebrows not as a classic look of Cinderella. She's half white. So by that same thing, would there be any shit or any talk if Anya Taylor-Joy got the role? She's half Latina. Anya's Latina. She's probably more fluent in Spanish than Ziegler. Ziegler's a Jersey girl.
Is it so much, and I'm just asking because I'm kind of like playing devil's advocate too. Is it so much that people are not wanting to see something that they grew up with, or is it really the race? Is it because Snow White has always been this way and she looked exactly like this? And if you change that look, are they afraid of that change? I mean, do you see where I'm getting with that in their mind?
Well, I think they're
afraid. It's no longer this character.
No, I think they're afraid of something that was on the other end of that pendulum, which is people that really were coming from a place of, we're going to erase white people. You know, they were coming, or at least erase others besides them, because it was the white people making those decisions, right? You know, in the producers or whatever. But they had this agenda. They had this real racist agenda. But the problem is, there's two spectrums to that racism, right? There's the woke racism and there's the actual old school racism, right? And most people just want good stories. And most people
that's all I want. That's all I want. Didn't Snow White have brunette hair anyway?
Well, I think from this list, right? Look, and the women are there. They've been scrolling this entire time on our ticker. I think this just backs up my argument. How talented these 10 individuals are. And the work they've done this past year and going into next year, all very different, all very different looking, different roles. I mean, it's really a great time for Latinos in Hollywood. And that should be celebrated.
I agree.
There's nothing wrong with celebrating that when for decades it was shit. It was absolute shit. And I've said this before. I don't want to go back to those days because you had horrible, horrible stereotypes.
Yes, we did.
People believe that shit. People believe that shit.
Mexican Iron Man brings up a good point here because I was actually going to say that earlier myself.
Yeah, read it, please read it.
As this is a fact check, newsflash, people. All Latinos are biologically white and Caucasian genetically. This is not race swapping issue. The discussion is ethnicity, not race. And that's the thing I was going to bring up too, is that it seems like only in America do they separate the Latino culture into being something other than white. I remember, I don't know if you've come across this, Polly, when you're now filling out your race, it used to be white, Hispanic, black, and you just break it down. Now they have white. And then after white, you go down further and it says, are you white or are you Latino white? Because people here didn't actually realize that we are actually considered white, and they don't hear that. They put us in a whole other category. I don't know why. It's almost a shock to them.
Power. In the current discourse around the words, white in their minds means power, and they perceive Latinos to be darker skin, powerless, right? That's I mean that's what the words mean to the people to having this conversation. I am Pakistani. Technically, I am Caucasian, right? And that's what I am. Because if you go by those definitions of Caucasoid, Negroid, and all those other, it's only like 3 or 4, and I'm closer to white people than I am to Chinese people genetically. My ancestry is Middle East. And so it's not from Asia, right? But would I be considered white by most people who are having this conversation? Probably not, right? And so probably definitely not.
Yeah, no.
So it's about power. It's about power and about how the word changes. Remember the definition of white. And I had this conversation with somebody who was a white racist, right, on Twitter, who was very much all about just promote. And I had this conversation, and I was saying, look, the definition of white keeps changing because Italians weren't white once, Greeks weren't considered white, right? White is about power. It's at least the way it's being used in this culture. It's about power. So when an Italian immigrant showed up, they weren't considered white people by the nice waspy English Protestant descended people, right? They were considered as an inferior. Again, it was power. These little these wops are showing up, right? And so and then most Italians today will consider themselves white. Most Greeks would consider themselves white.
Yeah, they still do.
Right? I was at a Turkish mosque today. They all looked white to me, right?
I have to tell you, Polly, this is you were
Please.
like, wow. If you
I'm like, wow.
Hey. No way, wow. No, I'm just saying because my channel, I always tell people I'm the channel you come to get away from all this stuff, and it's just fun. And this is the first time I've ever been this outspoken, and you brought that out of me. I don't know why. You and Kamran.
Look, it's we're flexing our muscle, our intellect, and our passion and our takes, and we are putting our friends in this community to the test because there's things we don't agree. And you say this is a community of inclusion, diversity of thought. Here's your diversity of thought.
I want to address you. One of our lovely members of chat, and he's a great guy, and he's actually, I think he's a member of Patreon. He's a great guy. Darth Plato is raising up. Is Cameron talking about postmodernism, which is the idea that there's no facts exist and all interactions. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about a specific fact that the word white has changed meaning generationally and was used. I'm not some leftist scholar. The word has been used as a power thing, because if you're not in the power group, you weren't considered white. I'm not the one making that up. That's just
this is another fact right here. I just want to point that out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, I want a percentage of whatever happens on Latina. Okay.
Latina. Well, and let me just thank the incredible chat. Fantastic. You guys were just killing it. And it's good to hold our creators, of film, and our actors and people that we love who entertain us. We hold them accountable to the fire when they say stupid stuff. But I would love for you guys to do the same when they praise the fans. And look at Leslie Grace, what she just put up. Saying the fan art has been epic. I mean,
yeah, she's loving the fans.
She's loving everything about what she's going through.
Mm-hmm.
She's not an adversary to the fans. She's an ally to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, es un buen día when your favorite cereal makes you a sin emoji. Nice Spanglish there. I love it.
Well, I hope to be in 2023's list. Nick, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, you're gonna start doing some acting jobs.
You got to come ghost hunting with me, Maria. Come to.
That would
my God.
LA's pretty good ghost hunting. Yeah, it works pretty hard.
Yeah. That would be
look at that photo.
Oh, hey, as we all look at this. Oh,
very nice.
We got you, Cameron. I love it. Let me like it as well. As we all Muslims say.
I'm assuming she's dating somebody. They're always dating some douchebag. Who's she dating? They're all these actors always have some douche.
Well, the problem with this photo looks like she's looking at you, Cameron.
Yes, I noticed.
Oh my Lord!
It's all good.
That's good.
See, that's the tragedy of the role that I've taken, is because I have a simple policy in life, which is don't crap where you eat. So I don't actually date actresses, and I it's just not. You're their boss, and so I'm like, suddenly I'm like, I went as a profession surrounded by all these stunningly beautiful women. I'm like, yep, can't date you. I'm technically the boss of the show and the movie, whatever. Can't date you.
You're fired for an
actually
hour.
one of the people who actually obeys that rule. Most people are like, let's do it anyway, right? I'm like, nope, not going to bring myself into that. Not going to get myself into that.
Well,
I got to stretch my legs.
That is the end of the show. We've done our top 10 list of Latinas for 2022. Coming up in the next few weeks, the top 10 Latino actors in 2022. It's the men's turn.
Yes.
And we got some awesome hombres. And we will reconvene in a couple weeks and get you that list as well. And look who stopped on by right in time. Everyone say hello to Mama Slant.
Mama Slant.
What's up, K-Popcorn?
Buenas tardes. Qué bueno verte.
I hope you liked the list, Mom.
It's mom approved, I'm sure.
Yeah. Why don't we go around the panel and let us know what you guys are up to, what shows you're on, what's going on, and let's start off with Maria.
Well, for those who don't know me, I am from Tea and Telly, and this new month is exploding. I've got so much going on. Gosh, I don't even know where to start. I have a lot of fabulous.
Start with this weekend.
This weekend, I know. I'm like,
what are you doing immediately?
Let's see.
Who's
well,
your daddy,
I've been honored to be on some other shows. Like I'm going to be on Matt's Wiseman show on Monday, and then Raymond's on Wednesday, and then I'm going to introduce a new YouTube channel that's coming up on Friday. But so many other things. I don't know if you know. I think you know Eric Smoke, the Smoke. Excuse me, and the Orville Planetary. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know him. Anyway, the ladies are going to be on my show coming up, and excited about that. We're going to have Ladies of Power, and I would love for you to be there. But yeah, we have a lot coming up.
Órale. There's her YouTube channel. There's her link. And there she goes off camera. Boo.
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Chicken. Shiggin. Great job. Kamran Pasha.
Well, thank you again for having me on your wonderful channel. I mean, and I love the chat. There's really nice people in the chat, bringing some really interesting, sophisticated points. Me, like I said, I've got my thing going on. I'm a screenwriter, I'm a novelist. If you go to my website, which is my name, KamranPasha.com, you can purchase my novels. But the most direct way you can support me and help me is my my Patreon, which I'll throw a link in. There's a link right there, where
I got you, bro. I got you,
bro. You're always on the ball. But yeah, but I talk a lot about. I mean, there's a lot. Obviously, I've shared a lot of perspectives here, but there's a lot of stuff that is not necessarily safe for me to say publicly, for my career. And I get to do that on a private channel like that. And so people come in there, and we've just got to almost 200 subscribers. We're at 198 members.
Wow.
We've only been on for like a couple of months, right? So that's pretty fast. And so if any one of you who have not joined in, come in. There's a whole range. You come in for $5, come in for more. But push me over 200 today. Let's do it from Latino Slant. I think you're going to really enjoy the articles. We're creating a community there. It's not just me posting my opinions. There's a lot of interactive stuff. There's Disney employees who come in and share things like, this is how we reacted to Bob Chapek's memo. And that's stuff that you're just not getting out there in the world, but they're in my community and they're talking. And so please come join me and support me there.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right. So what I want to do first is, of course, thank the panel, Maria and Kamran. Please support them. Links are in the chat. Next thing I want to do is thank the chat. All you incredible people that have stopped on by. Please make sure you hit the like. It helps the algorithm. Our members, 50 strong. Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. Muchísimas gracias. Your discount codes are have been sent or being sent. If you did not get your discount code, let me tell you right now, email me, latinoslant at gmail.com, latinoslant at gmail.com, because our spring Teespring store is up and running, and it is so cool. And we even have a bucket hat. So members get discounts. What else? Okay, if you're late, Naked Fame, hit the replay, because this is fun, because we go from 10 all the way to number 1, and thank you, thank the mods. We have a mod a group chat led by Clobber Times and Dark Aster. Thank you once again. I'm gonna take a day off tomorrow. It has been an incredible week. We have 4 live streams we did this week. I only usually do 1 or 2. This past week, I suggest you watch them all. One with Andy Vargas, Tom Conkle, Latino influencers from last night, and this one. This was great. It's and we're up to looks at our numbers. We're up to 2,070 subscribers. So
wow.
Thank you guys so much. And that's all I got to say.
I'm almost at my 500, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, and by the way, it's not easy to get those numbers. It takes effort.
It's not.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. The quality of your content is bringing people.
Yeah, especially when I'm not like, I'm not hunting the clickbaits.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, that's not my firebrand.
Yeah, you speak the truth. Not everybody wants the truth, but the people that do will come.
A lot of people coming in late. Listen, hit the replay. It's worth it. It's a lot of fun. Much love to Mr. MH out of Melbourne, Australia. Much love. Much love to you guys, Maria and Kamran. And everyone have a great weekend. Let's play some sexiness as we say goodbye. And we'll see you soon. Wherever you're at, keep your slam fuerte. Bye.
Take care.
carro ya no funciona, ¿sabes? Que tengo un Subaru año
I love Australia.
1990
Hell yeah.
y
Love you guys.